Welcome to all of you in online classes of B.Sc. third year Fishery Science. Up to last few lectures we have studied about the culture of air breathing fish, air breathing species, their reproduction, food feeding, all these points which we have studied here. The next point among this chapter, pond management. Those fishes, these are to be cultured in pond. These pond management, these are to be important, these are to be essential. Without pond management, air breathing fish culture is to be not done, air breathing fish culture is to be not performed. For this pond management, those pond these are to be select, those pond these are to be choose. These ponds, that is the nursery ponds, are about 10 to 15 meter square, having a water column of 50 centimeter. Means in nursery ponds, the seed these are to be stocked, seed these are to be stored. That nursery pond these are to be are about 10 to 50 meter square, having a water column of 50 centimeter. These ponds these are to be stocked with 0.2 to 1.5 million fry per hectare area. These ponds these are to be stocked with stocking of seeds, stocking of the fry or fingerlings of the these air breathing fishes. Prior to stocking, fish seed manuring is to be done. Prior to stocking of these pond, prior of the stocking to these seed, these ponds that should be manuring is to be done. The manuring is to be done with raw cattle dung. Those raw cattle dung these are to be added in water. That raw cattle dung these are to be at the rate of 500 kg per hectare. These are to be mixed. These are to be it is to be implemented. The not only the cattle dung or the raw cow dung these are to be used for the manuring, but for killing the insect, killing the other different microbes as well as insect, fishes. For that purpose, the soap oil emulsion is to be also important. These are to be also most useful. What is these soap oil emulsion is to be used? Why it is to be important? Because to eradicate insect, to eradicate those are the predatory insect, predatory animals which is to be appear, which is to be found in nursery pond. To kill all these insect predatory animals, for that purpose oil emulsion, soap oil emulsion is to be important. These are to be mixed into the water. With the help of this soap oil emulsion, these insect, these animals, these are to be killed down, these are to be eliminated, these are to be that is left off. Nursery water fry and fingerlings of magur and singi collected from natural resources require nursery management. In nursery ponds, those fry and fingerlings of magur and singi these are to be collected to store, to stock these nursery pond. For that purpose, means from natural resources, those seed these are to be collect, those seed these are to be choose to these stocking pond in nursery pond. For that purpose, nursery management these are to be essential, these are to be most important. What is the nursery management? Means oil emulsion, all conditions these are to be checked, these are to be choose, those water, those pond these are to be select, aquatic weeds these are to be maintained, aquatic insects these are to be maintained, predatory insect these are to be maintained, predatory fishes, means all these are to be important, these are to be useful, and nursery management these are to be required, these are to be essential. After the nursery management, the fingerlings are to be transferred into the stocking ponds. When this nursery management these are to be over, these are to be completed, then this nursery management these are to be transferred to the stocking ponds. Then next point of this, after the first point, pond management, that is the stocking ponds of the air breathing fish. Then stocking for the nursery pond management or for the pond management in the air breathing fish, stocking is to be important, stocking is to be essential. Uniform sized fingerlings are chosen for stocking. For the stocking of the these air breathing fishes, uniform size of fingerlings these are to be choose, these are to be select for stocking. The fingerlings are disinfected with KMNO4 solution. Those fingerling, these are to be choose, those fingerling, these are to be select. These fingerlings, these are to be disinfected with 2% copper potassium permanganate, that is KMNO4 solution for 5 minutes. Or suppose KMNO4 solution is to be not available, it is to be not found, then these infected fishes, these are to be dipped in 200 ppm of formalin solution for 50 seconds. Those fingerling, these are to be dipped into the, how, in which solution? These are to be dipped in 200 ppm of formalin solution for 50 seconds. Before stocking, those fingerlings, these are to be wounded, those fingerlings, these are to be damaged, these fingerlings, these are to be treated with 0.3% acryflavin for 5 minutes. Those fingerling, these are to be damaged, those are to be in danger condition, those are to be particularly affected to different points, different condition. These fingerlings, these are to be treated with acryflavin for 5 minutes. After acryflavin used, these fingerlings fry, these are to be treated, and then these are to be stocked in the stocking ponds. After this point, after use of these stocking, these fishes may be escaped through climbing or burrowing. Hence, the pond bunds should be firm with heavy logs or wood, or fenced with bamboo fence or wire screen. Means these air breathing fishes, these are to be live out of water. Some fishes, these are to be climbing on these fences. To avoid this condition, those fry fingerling, these are to be stocked in the stocking pond. These stocking pond, these are to be fenced. Fencing is to be done. Fencing is to be with the help of heavy logs. Fencing is to be done with the help of wooden logs. Fencing is to be done with the help of either bamboo fence, or it is to be fenced with the wire fencing or the screen fencing. It is to be done. It is to be essential. Then and then these fingerling, these are to be stocking is to be done. More fingerlings can be stocked in the culture system. The fingerling, these are to be near about 40,000 to 60,000 fingerlings per hectare of catfish can be stocked in monoculture system. In monoculture system, 40,000 to 60,000 fingerlings per hectare area, these are to be stocked, these are to be stocking in monoculture. Only one species, these are to be culture, that is monoculture system. When we have used polyculture or the mixed culture system, at that time in mixed culture or polyculture, 20,000 to 30,000 fingerlings per hectare, these are to be used to stock, to store the stocking. Means these catfishes, these air breathing fishes, these are to be stocked, these are to be used for stocking. How much? It is to be 20,000 to 30,000 fry or fingerlings per hectare area, these are to be stocked, these are to be stocking in polyculture, and 40,000 to 60,000 fry fingerlings per hectare area, these are to be stocking in monoculture system. In polyculture of morels, carps, catfishes also be possible with proper care and management. When we have culture with mixed culture, when we have culture with, that is composite culture, in polyculture system with morels or the, that is the Channa morellus, to these species or the catfishes, there is a possible catfish, carps and morels, these are to be culture combinedly, but for that purpose care and management, these are to be essential, these are to be most useful. The seeds of air breathing fishes should be stocked only when the carps have grown to a minimum of 300 gram. When we have culture all these three in composite fish culture, in polyculture, that is carp, catfish and the morels, at that time first carp seed, these are to be stored, then this carp seed, these are to be grow up to 300 gram, means up to 2 months, these are to be grow, these are to be up to 2.5 months, these are to be a time. After that time, when these major carp, these are to be grow up to 300 gram, then air breathing fish seed, these are to be introduced in that pond. In those pond, carp should be grow, so that the air breathing fishes may not prey on carp. Means when these are to be grow up to 300 gram, then these catfishes, these are to be, do not use as a food of carps or these are to be not hunting as a carps. With this, not only additional income can be obtained through the yield of air breathing fish, but also the growth of carp can be enhanced. Means when suppose these air breathing fishes, catfishes, these are to be cultured with carp culture, not only the culture of air breathing fishes is to be done, but additional income is also essential and additional fish production is also done. With this, the stocking is to be done, with this stocking is to be performed among the stocking in pond management. Then next point to this pond management, that is feeding. Those fingerlings, those fry, these are to be added in stocking pond. These fry, these fingerling, these are to maintain an abundant food supply for growing air breathing fishes. The stocking pond must be rich in animal food source like free tadpoles and trash fish. Those fry fingerling, these are to be added, these are to be stocked in stocking pond. For these fry fingerlings, a cheap quality of food, these are to be essentially available. A abundant food, these are to be available. For that abundant supply of the food, those stocking pond, these stocking pond, that is a food, these are to be supplied, food, these are to be additional quantity. Which are the food these are to be supplied? The food is to be like that of the tadpole larvae of, that is the different frogs, tadpoles and the trash fish. Trash fish, that is those fishes, these are to be dried. These dried fishes, these are to be sun dried, these are to be crushed and their powder, these are to be used as a trash fish, these are to be used as food for these, because these are to be a predatory animals, these are to be predatory fish and these are to be depend upon the trash feed food material. If this food source is not sufficient, not available, suppose tadpole is to be not available, trash fish is to be not available, then tilapia may also be grown in a marl or in a catfish pond. At that time, suppose this food, these are to be not available, in that condition tilapia species, because we have know that tilapia is the prolific breeder, means these fishes, these are to be breed tremendous quantities of eggs and tremendous fry spawn, these are to produce from the tilapias, and these spawn fry, these are to be used as a food for these catfishes or the morels. That's why tilapia is to be used to culture among these pond. In those pond, that is catfish and morels, these are to be grown. These tilapia fry and fingerling, these are to be used, this tilapia spawn and fry as a food. Dried marine trash fish also used in fish culture. Dried marine trash fishes also used in fish culture. Fish culture is more economical, feeding can be given to catfishes with offal or the slaughterhouses waste. Offal or slaughterhouses, those are the offal houses, those are the slaughterhouses. The waste from these slaughterhouses and offal houses are the excreta of the dead animals, excreta of the dead and that is cutting animals. These excreta, these, that is visceral organs, viscera of these slaughterhouses, these offal houses, these are also used as a food for these catfishes or these morel fishes. These are to be economical, these are to be most useful for the economical condition, it is also used. Or sometimes suppose it is not done, then a dried silkworm pupae, it is to be mixed with rice bran and oil cake in the ratio of 1:1:1. When suppose these, that is catfishes, these are to be grown, suppose these food feeding, these are to be not available, slaughterhouses waste material is not available, offal material is not available, at that time silkworm pupae, this silkworm pupae, suppose these are to be available, these silkworm pupae, these are to be mixed into the rice bran and oil cake, and then these are to be mixed into the pond, mixed into the water. The ratio is to be 1:1:1, means one part of the, that is dried silkworm pupae, one part of the rice bran and one part of the oil cake, means 1:1:1 part silkworm dried pupae, one part that is the rice bran and one part that is the oil cake. When these are to be mixed 1:1:2 ratio, it is to be good for the morels, it is to be good for the air breathing fish, especially for the culture, especially for the Singi fish culture, this feeding is to be done, means for feeding to maintain abundant supply, that is tadpole, trash fish, dried marine fish also used, or the tilapia, the spawn and fry, these are also used, or sometimes that is silkworm pupae, then that is rice bran and the oil cake, these are to be mixed into 1:1:1%. It is also useful for the feeding. With this feeding we can increase, we can grow the air breathing fish culture. To the next, growth and production of the air breathing fish. For the next point of this air breathing fish culture, growth and the production. What is the growth and production? The morels and catfishes attain the marketable size in a period of 8 and 6 months respectively. That is catfishes and morels, these are to be attain a growth period. For the morels 8 months these are to be required, and for the catfishes 6 months these are to be required for the growth period. And these animals, these fishes, these are to grow. Giant and striped morels can attain a growth of 1 to 2 kg per year. That is morels, these are to be attain a size, how much size? 1 to 2 kg per year. And that of the that is stripped morel and giant morel, these are to be 1 to 2 kg per year and 0.75 kg per year respectively. Means giant morel, these are to be grow larger size, and stripped morel, these are to be a smaller size as compared to the giant morel. These are to be done, these are to be occur when there is a proper management. Practice can be done by catfishes, these are to be known, these are to be grow slowly when as compared to the morel, as compared to the morels. Magura and singi, these are to be grow up to 0.2 kg and 0.1 kg respectively. That is magur and the singi, these are to be grow. Magur, these are to be grow near about 200 gram per year, and singi, these are to be grow up to 100 gram per year in a year, in a culture period respectively. These are to be done. Then morels supplied to a supplementary food yield about 4 tons per hectare per year. When morels, these are to be grow, morel, these are to be cultured, this morel, these are to be produced, these are to be formed a supplementary food, these are to be done. How much yield, how much production, these are to be done? Near about 4 tons per hectare per year, that is the morel production, these are to be done, these are to be occur. Magur with proper supplementary food, these are to be give production up to 10 tons per hectare per year. When magur, these are to be grow, when magur, these are to be cultured and supplementary food, these are to be provided, proper management, these are to be done, then 10 ton per hectare per year magur production, these are to be done, these are to be give. The singi, which is to be give an yield of 4.4 tons per hectare per year. The singi, these are to be grow, singi, these are to be cultured. How much singi production, these are to be done? It is to be near about 4.4 tons per hectare per year. Singi production, these are to be done, these are to be occurred. Polyculture of marel and koi give an production of 11.8 tons. When polyculture system, these are to be done for the koi, that is the anabas and the marel. When anabas and marel, these are to be combinedly cultured, anabas and marel, its production is to be near about 11.8 ton per hectare per year. This production, these are to be done with supplementary food of rice bran, mustard oil cake and the trash fish. When to these, that is the koi and marel, we have provided supplementary food as a rice bran, supplementary food as a mustard oil cake and trash fish. These marel in polyculture, that is the marel and koi give produce near about a 12 ton per hectare year production. These are to be done, these are to be occur. Magura and singi feed with rice bran and trash fish, these are to be given near about 5 ton per hectare per year production. These are to be done, these are to be possible with this product. This is the growth and production of the these air breathing fish, these, that is the catfishes, these are to be grow, these are to be cultured. Culture with carps. When instead of these catfishes, these are to be cultured with all these fishes, that is the singi, magur, koi or the marel, these are to be cultured themselves. But suppose these are to be cultured with carps, that may be exotic carps or that may be major carps. When these are to be cultured with exotic carp, these are to be cultured with major carp, then it give a additional income, it give a additional benefit. With stocking density of 5,000 per hectare of Indian major carps or the Chinese major carp and 1,000 magur fingerlings produce the fish production of near about 2,518 kg per hectare per year of carps and 3,711 kg per hectare per year of magur. Suppose when magur these are to be combined cultured with a major carp culture or the Chinese carp culture, how much production these are to be done, these are to be occur, that is the carp production is to be near about 2.5 ton and that of the magur production is to be near about the 4 ton, near about 4 ton, that is near about 3,700 kg per hectare per year, that is the magur production. These are to be done, these are to be possible. This indicates that the polyculture is more profitable and is useful to include magur in the carp culture system in the carp culture production. Means 2.5 ton carp production these are to be done and near about 4 tons, mean totally 6.5 ton kg per hectare per year production is to be done in a 1 year production, that is the when these are to be cultured with major carp culture. The magur is found suitable for composite fish culture of carps in place of common carp. Magur is to be important suitable for the for culture of composite fish culture of carp in place of common carp. Magur, koi and singi are also suitable to culture along with carps, means not only magur but koi, singi also suitable for the culture of the these fishes along with the carps. The air breathing fishes can be cultured in cages also. Not only these are to be cultured with polyculture, mixed culture, but these are also cultured with, that is, cages. These cages are proposed with any material as mats and bamboo splits. When these are to be mats and bamboo splits, with this culture these are to be done. With this culture we can produce the tremendous quantities of fish production, and with this we have solved the air breathing fish production as well as it is an additional income. With this, that is air breathing fish culture is to be done, air breathing fish culture is to be possible. Then after this culture, the next point, harvesting is to be done. When these fishes these are to be harvested after 1 year of these fishes these are to be cultivation. When time is to be suitable, when market is to be tight, when fishes these are to be attain marketable size, at that time, at that condition, these fishes these are to be caught, these are to be captured, that is harvesting is to be done. Summer season is to be ideal for the harvesting of the air breathing fishes from ponds. These ponds is to be drained and the fishes are harvested with the help of scoop nets or the with the help of hand nets. Due to their high demand and market price, the culture of these air breathing fishes these are to be provide suitable income to fish farmers with simple management, with simple fish culture system, and with this simple harvesting system. Harvesting is to be done in, that is, summer season, because in summer season when we have dewatered the pond, when water these are to be removed from the pond, these fishes these are to be easily caught, easily captured, easily collected by hands, or sometimes these are to be collected with by scoop nets. When use of scoop nets or the hand net, these fishes these are to be harvested, harvesting is to be done, and these fishes these are to be entered in the market for selling. It is to be entered in the marketing easily in suitably. With this we have culture, that is the air breathing fish culture. Additional income is to be done, additional income is to be performed, means all these points these are to be studied, all these points these are to be done in air breathing fish culture. With this we can increase, that is the air breathing fish culture, we can solve the problem of scarcity of food and we can earn the additional income of the air breathing fishes. With this air breathing fish culture is to be done. Thank you.